Right, we're rolling.
Right?
Okay, hello Geo and welcome.
Yo, what's up?
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you. I'm humbled by the opportunity.
Thank you for taking off some time from your busy schedule to join us.
I just pretend to be busy, Lungi. I'm not really busy.
Okay, sweet. So the viewers are curious. How long have you been in Japan?
So I've been in Japan a year and 8 months, about, yeah.
And so why did you choose to come to Japan instead of China or somewhere else?
Japan, ultimately, I've been growing up kind of raised to leave South Africa in a sense, to explore the big wide world. And my father and brother came to Japan many years ago. So growing up, I've been hearing all these good stories about Japan and how fascinating it is. It certainly has one of the most beautiful cultures and one of the oldest histories that I'm used to. So it's absolutely amazing. The food is good. The women are beautiful. The beer is good. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm enjoying every second here.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. And so how long do you plan on staying in Japan?
So Japan has this way of kind of stealing your heart, if that makes sense. I came here with no real plan. I chase the opportunities. Wherever opportunity takes me, that's where I go. But I came here with a 1-year plan, and ultimately, I think I'll probably be here for about maybe 4 or 5 years in total. So like 3 more years after this. There's a few things I still need to check out to conquer it.
So you mentioned a few things you still like to check out. Can you mention one of them?
A few things I'd like to check out. So a few places I'd like to check out. Definitely Tokyo. I like challenging myself. That's part of the reason I wanted to leave South Africa. So experiencing Tokyo and living in like possibly the busiest city on the planet, I really see that as a very enticing challenge, which I'd like to chase. So of course I'd like to go to Tokyo. Hokkaido has the best seafood, has some, well, it's beautiful with the snow and everything. And Okinawa for the beach vibe. Yeah, a lot of things I'd like to experience, a lot of delicacies I'd still like to eat. So yeah, there's a lot.
Okay, sweet, thanks. Okay, what is life like in Japan?
But I must say this, it largely depends on your mindset, if I'm honest, because obviously each country has its ups and its downs, whereas in Japan, you can kind of feel lonely at times, of course, if you're very sociable like I am, with this gorgeous face. You can't just walk to anybody in the street or the cashier at like a 7-Eleven and be like, hey, how's your day? Because language barrier is a big problem. But ultimately, if you come here with an open mindset, eager to learn, eager to just go through new experiences and make mistakes and be stupid, well, people will treat you like you're stupid because you probably are. So ultimately, if you accept that and you go in it straight open-minded, Japan is amazing. It's honestly amazing. I had high expectations and it even surpassed the expectations. So yeah.
Okay, thanks. And what are the main differences do you find between South Africa and Japan?
Basically, convenience and safety overall. It's just amazing how all the public services here run absolutely phenomenally. The train is like hardly ever late. All the hospitals, everywhere you go, is clean, it's effective. So coming from South Africa, where you kind of have to go to private institutions to get the best care, in Japan, everything is like the best care. So ultimately, convenience in that sense, and safety in the sense. Let me summarize safety with a story I have, actually. I just arrived in Japan and my mind was blown when I was standing on a packed train, and I'm just chilling there minding my business, always have my headset on, and I'm kind of looking to the side and I see like a 5-year-old, more or less, schoolgirl standing next to me, just catching the train, like a half-an-hour train ride alone with her little backpack, and I'm just like, this is amazing. In South Africa, I won't even go to places like that alone. And meanwhile, the little school kid takes the train on the way to school, whatever, solely on their own. So the safety here is amazing. You can walk any time of the day, or even night. It's phenomenal. People are very welcoming. Yeah, obviously there's things you miss about South Africa, like meat and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's the big 2 differences. Convenience and safety. Massive here.
Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. And so, which cities have you been to so far?
So far, like I arrived in the midst of Corona, well, as it started. So I have not been fortunate enough to travel too much. I've been to Osaka, and then of course Okayama and Fukuoka. Fukuoka is more in the northern parts of Kyushu, I believe. It's like the northern shore. That was the most interesting place I visited. Otherwise, I travel quite a lot in our prefecture, which is Okayama. Very kind of countryside prefecture with a lot of beautiful places to see. And if you have a car, it's pretty convenient. So yeah, I've been driving around. It's pretty cool. So those are the three big ones.
Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. And which places would you still like to visit?
I like to visit, definitely number one on my list, Tokyo. Number one on my list, Tokyo, for the reason being it's like the busiest city on the planet, one of. So kind of be a nice test to see if I can kind of handle Tokyo, not just traveling, but actually living there for a while. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Hokkaido for the snow. I think like most South Africans, I'm not very comfortable or accustomed to snow. So I'd like to go try snowboarding and stuff like that. So of course, Hokkaido, beautiful. Okinawa, very famous for the beach, of course, and the weather is quite good there. So I'd say those are the big three. But I'd like to visit all 47 prefectures if I had my way.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. And so, what's work life like in Japan?
Okay. Work life, I need to be honest. Work life here is pretty good. How can I put it? I'm assuming you're speaking of like a teaching kind of perspective, because I think most foreigners who come here come as like a teaching basis. So work is actually quite convenient in a sense where you're not going to have 8 to 5 days like in South Africa. You can work for a shorter time and make more money. It's convenient. People are very helpful. People are helpful to give you like visas and support whenever you need it, stuff like that. Ultimately, I'm having a lot of fun, especially now that I teach kids. You can kind of joke around with them, and yeah, it's kind of very fulfilling work with the kids. But of course, work is work, so it's not 100% enjoyment, if I can put it that way. There's some ups and downs, but ultimately, I'm extremely happy. It's a comfortable living. It's relatively easy. You're gonna feel like it's hard sometimes, but I feel like that's just your mind being all arrogant and stuff like, yeah, this is too hard for me. Actually, when you take your mind out of, if you look outside of the box, look at the bigger picture, quite convenient. It's quite nice.
I see. Okay, thank you. All right, so that's it for the questions. So if you have anything else you'd like to say,
yeah,
to express.
Come to Japan. Come to Japan. Like you asked me about comparing Japan to China. I'm not too familiar with China. I do have a friend, one of my closest friends. He lives in China. He's been there for 3 years. And from the sound of it, he's having a hell of a time in China too. So maybe my account is not completely accurate. I think weigh both options to see which one better suits your needs. But if you had to ask me personally, come to Japan. Japan's awesome. The people are friendly. Be open-minded. You're gonna make mistakes every day on the daily, but it's really fantastic. It is phenomenal. I'm enjoying it more and more every day. Wild stuff happens here, really. And then thank you for the opportunity, Lungi. Yeah, I'm humbled by this, so it's good to get my face on camera. YouTube, hi Ma, I made it on TV. And then of course, I like to take a second to promote myself. If you guys are curious to see what I do and stuff, check me out on Instagram. It's G_Louw. That's Low as in L-O-U-W. So yeah, check it out. And if you're in Japan, come visit us. Really. I look forward to seeing you guys in the future, man. Enjoy. Keep well in South Africa. I miss it. Have a braai if you're watching this, because I wish I could have a braai right now. So yeah, much love.